Hi there, makers. It's Michelle with Fabric Funhouse bringing you a part 2 to our incredible wax canvas video. Last time we talked about using our C4X wax bar to wax your own canvas or to re-wax canvas when it becomes less waterproof. Give you a little bit of information about what makes C4X wax so special. But this week what I wanted to talk to you about was Fabric Funhouse canvas specifically. So when you order wax canvas from us, how does it come to you? What does it look like? And how would you get creases out if you receive yours folded? And then what I wanted to do was go through the same kind of process we did last time that I only spoke of and demonstrate it for you, which is how to get those creases out of your wax canvas once it's delivered. So that's what I'm going to go over today, utilizing a couple of different techniques so that hopefully it makes it just easier on you when you get yours. Let's get started. All right, so this is what your wax canvas will come. If you get it folded and you unfold it, it'll look just like this. The reason that we ship anything less than 3 yards per color folded is honestly just because of shipping cost. But as you can see, the creases are there. So I'm going to do a little bit of a time lapse video and show you exactly what I see over 24 hours. All right, so it's been 24 hours, it's been hanging up, and I've laid it on the table, and as you can see, most of the creases, except for the deep folds, were taken out just by hanging it up overnight. I really am not going to have to do a whole lot of work to this, and I definitely won't have to work as hard as I would if I had just tackled the creases without hanging it up in a warm, clean area overnight. All right, so here is our hung up canvas next to one I got out and unfolded for you. You can also see that there is a slight differentiation in color. As I stated in the last video, normally the wax needs time to cure, and when it's stored on a roll, the interior of it will not have been cured completely. So when you hang it up to dry, just expect that there could be a little bit of a shift. But that the colors online are fairly close to accurate. They're as good as we could get them manually, so I hope that that helps. Okay, so here is our wax canvas that hung up overnight. I am going to take our heat embossing tool that we used last time to manually take out these creases. I'm just going to concentrate on the areas that the creases are. Everything else should naturally come out over time. So I'm just going to work some heat over these and then finger press them out, as you'll see in just a moment. And as you can see, that crease has pretty much disappeared. You might get a little bit of a residual crease. You can keep working at it, or you can go ahead and start your project. All right, so now we're going to take just my old, terribly beat up hair dryer here, and you're going to do the exact same thing as we just did with the heat embossing tool. The only difference is the heat embossing tool is going to concentrate the heat. The dryer's kind of going to blow it all over the place, so it will take a little bit longer to do it with a hair dryer than it would the specialty tool, but it absolutely can be done the same exact way. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and make a second pass with the hair dryer. I saw a little bit of a crease still left, so gonna hit it one more time with the hair dryer, finger press it out, but you should have pretty much the same results as you just did with the specialty tool. All right, so here I am using another crease. I want to demonstrate the method that I prefer to use. As stated, you can go ahead and use any of the tools or the methods we've already done in this video to take out this crease if that's what you prefer. Me, I don't really like to work that hard before I start a project. All my work is in the midst of the project. So what I normally do is lean into the creases. They are inherent to wax canvas. They're always going to be there, whether or not they're a straight line or whether or not they look like this. So when you crease wax canvas, period, it's going to have this kind of antique look to it. But what I like to do is soften the wax. The more you use wax canvas, the softer it's going to become. So you can distress your wax canvas, flatten it out with just your hands, and then cut your pieces. Or you can remove the creases, you can cut your pieces, and then you can do this to make them easier to work with by softening them. It's really up to you and how you like to operate as far as your projects are concerned. I generally don't fight them. I just kind of go with them. And the reason being, as you've seen, it does take a little bit of extra work to get them out. And then, of course, if you want to remove what you just did, or you still don't want the creases, you can just zap it with the heat gun or with your hair dryer, and it should take those out again as well. The same concept is going to happen with, say you make a bag and you put it in your hot car. Those creases are going to disappear, and then if you take it into an air-conditioned building, they'll just reappear. It's part of the magic that is wax canvas. Okay, so let me show you a project of mine just to show you what I'm talking about. So here we have a redwood tote I'm almost done with, patterned by Noodlehead. And you can see I've used the watermelon green cork fabric as well as the sandstone. We have cobalt blue and dove gray waxed canvas. And you can see I'm not quite done with it yet. I still got a lot to go here at the top, but as I'm showing you right now, here is the original crease. I used this. This was part of just our scrap collection. So it had creases in there from sitting in just a basket for a very long time. And then what I did is when I had to go mark the center of my project, you can see that's this line right here. It's a little bit darker, well, lighter, I guess. So I could have taken the time and used one of the heat tools to get that line out before I marked my center. But I really didn't feel the need to do that, to be honest. So this is kind of how I operate. You can go any which way that makes it easier on you to, finish your project. You can also see it here. I'll open it up inside on the lining on the dove gray. Same idea. It was a little bit of a cleaner piece. It had not been folded and sitting under our cutting table for a while, but this is where I basically just folded it over on itself, creased it, and the line was marked. I didn't have to use a tracing wheel or anything to show the center, which is kind of my favorite thing about it. I think I told you that in the last video. So same thing here on the back. There is the original crease, and here underneath that is going to be my center marking, my center line. Sorry that white balance keeps adjusting on me here. I'm not sure what's going on today, but it's definitely doing it. That's a little bit more accurate depiction. Here is a secondary project made out of our apricot brandy, our cypress green wax canvas, and also our scorch cork. It's one of my favorite color palettes right now. But as you can see, the center is still marked, but it has been used a lot more than my project in progress. What you can do after you finish your project, if you want that factory finish look, or if you want to show it in a pristine condition, just to display it, you can take the time and use the heat tool or the hair dryer and do the same thing. You'll heat it up. You could even leave it, in your garage overnight hanging up if you wanted to. Some of those creases will be released. Okay, back to the piece that we have taken out part of the creasing. It hung overnight for 24 hours. So as you can see, the crease is pretty much gone out of this one, so we could start a project. But what I wanted to do is pull out a brand new one, so it has those deep creases, that you can alleviate by hanging it up, but just to show you that it requires a little bit more work, but that you can take out these creases the exact same way, hair dryer or heat tool. I'm going to speed this part up though, because it does take a little bit more time and finger pressing. All right, we've removed the crease just like we did on the one that hung overnight, and we are ready to start our next project. Now I want to show you the colors as they look like creased. So here's black onyx, dove gray, charcoal gray, true navy, Orion blue, deep rust, cypress green, coyote brown, burnt orange, apricot brandy, eggplant, wistful mauve, serene periwinkle, magenta, berry garnet, classic red, cobalt blue, and mermaid teal. So here they all are creased. We do have images online under each one of both a non-creased and creased image, just for your reference. I didn't have a large piece I could show you on, but I did want to compare the black onyx and the true navy for one reason, and that is because the black onyx is really the only one that does not show any creasing. So I'm going to crumple both of these and show you exactly what I'm talking about. So there you go. On the black, you can see that you have the texture, but not the creasing, the contrast of the color, just like you do with the true navy. The true navy over time, though, will show those creases less and less as the wax breaks down. That is our video for the day. I hope that was helpful and showed you a little bit more about the options you have with your wax canvas as far as colors or removing creases when you receive it folded from Fabric Funhouse. Again, all of these items are for sale online at fabricfunhouse.com. We hope to do more of these videos in the future, so if you have some ideas for future videos, just leave us a comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe, because this is a goal of ours this year. I'm hoping they get better and better. I'm hoping I get better and better, and that we learn a little bit together. So just remember, all you need is a little love and a big idea. Thanks, guys. All right. To our wax canvas video from last week. So I wanted to take a chance. What kind of crap-tastic bullshit is this? Okay. Beep. Hi there, makers. It's Michelle with blah. Let's do this again. At least my lighting's on point. I wanted to talk to you about today is going to be blah blah blah. Terrible. Okay, let's get started. Time is on our side. Yes, it is. Cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots and cats and boots. Yeah, I cannot beatbox or breakdance. I can barely do a cartwheel anymore. I'm really old. So there's that. More. So I am happy that we did this. This is great, fantastic, wonderful, beautiful. You guys are the best. This is how we get so many outtakes.